My name is Cory Jenkins. I work in advertising, but I also have a little hobby where I create content on anime, manga, comic books, on YouTube and things like that. But I talk about other things that are my interest as well. Just it's something where I just have fun, as well as I have a podcast called Moon Piece Podcast, where we also kind of have a similar vibe there with my co-hosts Kimmy and Danny. Off rip, it's gonna be like light work. Like everybody's gonna say Pokemon, so Dragon Ball Z when Toonami airs, so things like that. Like we're talking 2001, maybe 2000. Pokemon's like 99, so like it's just those little things. Pokemon, Digimon, that's like where it all began. And then it kind of cultivated where like talking to you and then talking to my brother who's also into it too. Like it was just like I feel like being black and then being into anime was just a given. Like we was never ashamed of being into anime like I think a lot of other cultures may have been. So I always never like felt weird about being into it, and that kind of led to like me being a little bit more expressive about it, even more than I was then. Like I played with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards to the lunch table even through high school, but I wasn't weird, so like people still said what up to me and shit. So that's kind of where it all begins. From now, it's just like I'm an adult, so I got discretionary income. Motivations, inspirations really does for me come from anime. It's like the characters, the stories, everything that's in that. It's really helped like kind of find my moral compass as I've navigated through life, kind of being an only child and things like that. It's more like a reverse. It's almost like why not, I guess, because the way anime is that I think it's so easy to look at as one type of thing when you don't know much about it, where like it really just stands for Japanese animation. And when you think about American animation, like we have a concept and understanding that there's a difference between watching Family Guy and Bob's Burgers versus like watching BoJack Horseman or watching Dora the Explorer. We know that there's different levels of like what's adult animation here and what's kids animation here. And it's the same thing with Japanese animation. There's something for everybody, and because they care about animation so much more there than the way we do here, just the amount of different stories that can be told in different styles that we're not used to, that they explore all the time with like more mature themes, but also childish themes. But like they do sports stuff and they do food stuff. They just try to like find a way to just do whatever they want through the means of animation, and I find that very just impressive. And there's just no bounds where the imagination can go, especially somebody who like me who like also doesn't really read books, regular books. So like those visuals help a lot, and those stories that are told are like with a lot of care. Like it's not as much capitalistic, like even though capitalism is everywhere, it's not as much like money and just like a machine behind them to force them to tell these stories. It's like very real stories to these people that are just being told. My goal to just give back, be kind to the world, be happy, and just try to be remembered in a positive way, just in that sense. I mean, when it comes to pressures, it's weird. I don't really let a lot of things pressure me. I'm very go with the flow. I take things as they come, but I guess a pressure for me, I think that does come from like the only child trauma in a way, is just kind of letting people down around me and disappointing people, and maybe that's like a people pleasing thing, like, but I think that's where that comes, because like I said, I do care about the connections around me. I may not be able to like give everybody the most attention in the world because it doesn't look like I'm cool with a lot of people, but that's because like it just, I try just not to I move with integrity, and I just try not to let the people around me down in any way, and I work towards that. And that's where like the pressure comes, I guess, for me in my life. Other than that, when it comes to everything else, I really just take things as they come. My message is, hey, you're not the main character. You know what I mean? Like everybody's all living their own story, so be cognizant of the people around you, and be kind to the people around you, and understand like we're all going through shit, and just you don't gotta be so hateful. You could just chill. Like that's gonna make life a little bit easier in this hard world right now.
If you had to choose through the scope of anime, which character defines you?
I've never thought about that before. That's weird. I've never found one character that solely encompasses me and everything I am, but that's because I'm not a written character. Like I'm a human being, so we're all much more nuanced than that. We're not just so many different parts. But a character that's always hit home for me has always been Naruto. I think, like, even though in the series itself I enjoy Sasuke more as a character, like Naruto as a series I fell in love with because of that. Even though I think One Piece is better now, I think it's that lonely, that mindset, and like really striving hard to like, which is like a people pleasing, the acceptance by the village, but also just like really just standing up and like really just being him at the end of the day. Like he was always unapologetically himself, you know. So while kind of just being dolo, so. And then and he really just cared about the people around him, like that Bonds thing. It just keeps on getting corny. This is a very sappy convo.